Hello everyone, V here and welcome back to Shadows over Loathing. Now, technically, we could be going directly to the junkyard, then to the lighthouse and have it all over with, but there's a ton of other places that we can discover over here, do a bunch of side quests, and it's all going to have an impact on the end sequence. Plus, why not? That's always extra meat, extra experience, extra everything. So there we go. Now I'm gonna help try and get this lady from the crystal store to get her crystals. And of course we have another of those weird dolls. This filing cabinet is newer than the rest of the furniture, but it's still pretty wrecked. Let's see what's inside. Just some shoes. That probably made sense to somebody at some point. No, thank you. Very old pink slip. The reason for termination is listed as shrinking. No, shrinking of elevated maintenance duties. Okay, my bad. Little radio, nice. Cabinet is securely locked, and if I am. Yeah, if I'm aware, this elevator has rusted into a state of total functionlessness. So, gotta do a little bit of time. It's a 1906 calendar. A desk with nothing on it, or in it, or under behind it. A huge disappointment, really. I guess. An empty birdcage, they must have run out of canaries. That's very reassuring. Yes, this version of the cabinet is unlocked. Unfortunately, this version of the cabinet is empty. There's a jacket hanging on a coat rack, which I guess makes it technically a jacket rack. Gumbuckle mine cabinet key, that's nice. Oh wait, right. I have to go back to the current times, unlock it. Can of elevator grease. Yeah, this can is elevator grease, so don't go thinking you can use it to lubricate a ramp or a staircase or funicular. I wouldn't dare thinking about it. I just want to give it a good greasing. Screw it, you're a dog there and cop out. This thing will run like a chump for at least 22 years. Giving me back the worst of loading vibes. What do we have here? This support beam is lousy with termites. Hey, this people is bare except for a note reading, I owe you one helmet. Okay, and what do we have here? Very large, oddly spherical rock. It has a hole drilled into it. Your flashlight reveals sparkly coral crystals inside. It's a geode. And that's exactly what we're gonna need. The problem is that since this support beam is basically ridden with termites, is there anything over here? There's nothing on the desk except an old Employee of the Month award certificate. You're the only one who's ever been in here this month, so you definitely deserve this. Yeah, Employee of the Month. Offhand item, okay. This award is made out to Herbert Gutchins, but for all anybody knows that could be your name. Allow you to increase your maximum and current health points by your mysticality once per fight. With how small the stats are, it's not that big of a deal. But still, that's another item. Nothing in here, okay. So yeah, if we will try to go downstairs right now, unfortunately, it's going to end up rather unpleasant, as in, yeah, a giant cave-in. Actually, I suppose it's technically a mine-in. Fair enough. Anyways. Now, we're going back to hardware store because, yeah, I was reading down on one of the idyllic paths around the lake. I encountered a giant fallen tree blocking your way forward. I'll just have to go around it. If you remember properly, this dude over here said that he would sell pesticides against termites. He made them himself. And they were, yeah. The shelf was laden with dangerous pesticides that you're pretty sure were banned years ago. Among them you see a mason jar filled with an oily brown liquid. It has a handwritten label that says termite poison, and that's exactly what we need, because it's actually efficient. How much for this jar of termite poison? That'll be 22 meat. I'll take it. Divide the pesticide and place it very carefully in your sack. Terrible blast termite spray. Spray canister filled with chemicals that history demonstrated to be just as dangerous to humans as it is to termites. Mind you, don't get any of that on your skin, and don't breathe the fumes, and don't pour it down any drains or rivers or otherwise let it get into the groundwater. And if the jar starts to melt, get it into a fresh jar straight away. Thanks. I kinda wonder what kind of jar would melt from this. I mean, the only thing that's strong enough to melt the glass would be hydrofluoric acid. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Okay, Molly points out a sign posted at a fork in the trail. Sandwich Historical Village and Witch Trial Museum. Great. Oh, witches! Let's go check it out. You like that kind of spooky stuff? It's the berries, gets the blood pumping, you know? When they have a haunted house, you have to promise not to shoot any of the actors. No promises. But we will check it out later. That's a pretty darn cool thing that you can do with this. But first thing first, stepping through, going down, and hose it down with chemicals. The support beam is now termite free. I don't know how much the termites managed to already consume of the wood, but I guess that's enough to prevent a cave-in the current times. Yeah, the support beam may be old, but at least it's not full of termites. Okay, what do we have here? Mining helmet, nice. This helmet is heavy, but it has a light. +2 physical armor, that's nice. An extremely enthusiastic rat has chewed a hole in the solidly locked solid steel cabinet. Those are some incredible teeth. You rush around in the cabinet, you manage to find one stick of dynamite within arm's reach. A 22-year-old stick of dynamite. This is a 22-year-old stick of dynamite. You're lucky you found this instead of a 44-year-old stick. They get really dangerous when they're that old. And that's all we need, because this stick of dynamite that we would use right now is not that powerful just yet. I don't know, apparently the old-fashioned dynamite can get more unstable and more explosive as time goes by. I guess? I have no idea. Don't ask me, because I, honest to God, have no freaking idea. Okay, we are not returning the helmet. I'm gonna keep it. I don't even think you can return it. They stick the dynamite in. And we will let that thing sit here for the next 22 years. Yeah, there's a little bit of running back and forth. But hey, that's still a pretty darn good thing. Because not only will we have a side quest finished, this will let us buy a couple of good things at that store. There's an extremely old stick of dynamite in a hole in this thing. It's practically split in nitroglycerin. Let's light it. There we go. You've blown the geode open, exposing a huge variety of crystals, so you should go let Crystal know. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Oh, Mushroom Cave, nice. Okay, so wait, let me take a look. There's the Mushroom Cave, there's the museum, and there is one more place that I should find here. I think it's the pet store. But we'll continue here. How's that mine of mine? Break off anything expensive? Yes, in fact. You did? Well, that's just great. Hang on a minute. She leaves and comes back an hour later with 2 big armloads of crystals. You just give me a couple of hours and I'll give you a fully functional crystal shop now, okay? What should I do in the meantime? Got some old magazines here somewhere. Aye, here they are. Read magazines for a couple of hours. It's been a while reading. It's mostly okay pieces about political scandals from 20 years ago, but you managed to learn a thing or two. The proprietress eventually taps you on the shoulder. All set now. Don't suppose you want to make a purchase? Yeah, and her expression changed. Happy. You know, this magazine's fascinating. Say, did you hear about those sketchy land grants up in Oregon? I remember my grandparents talking about it. Boy, that Mitchell, what a sneaky snake. Yeah, anyway, got you a little something to say thanks. I was going through the crystals, I found a small one that I really can't circle very much, and I just thought of you. How nice, thank you. A twinkling crystal statuette. You remember when the very idea of this crystal was no more than a twinkle in crystal's eye. What else do we have? Crack crystal orb, deal your muscle in physical damage, once per fight. Now thanks. Plus 3 hood armor, plus 3 sleaze armor. Crystal pickle necklace, nice. Fragrant crystal and pickle on a simple silver chain. Elegance intricate. Crystal skull necklace. Nice. Crystal snowflake. Heal your entire party for your mysticality and heal yourself twice. Heal yourself for twice your mysticality, once per fight. No thanks, but I am going to take these things. Because at one point, unfortunately, I'm going to need all the extra possible armor. So yeah. I find it kinda nice to discard it in a ditch. Kind of only place to find a nightstand. Maybe someone got so mad about stubbing their toes all the time that they angrily drove it out to the woods and threw it out of the car. What do you have here? Paper clip and a battery. Thank you, but I'm looking for a pet store. Familiar looking person? No, I am not making a space-time continuum problem. Okay, what do we have here? You walking through the woods around Chris. Ah, there's a huge spider jumps down out of nowhere and aims its butt right at your face and shoots a huge glob of web at you. Oh, time slows down around you as the horrible sticky web sails through the air directly at the part of your head where you keep all your most important sensory organs. Sorry, yeah, that was a weird way to phrase that. I couldn't think of a good synonym for face. Yeah, dodge. You duck and roll out of the path of the incoming goop and just keep rolling until you're completely out of this part of the woods. I mean, that still works. There we go. That is compassionate pet store. Thank you. That's where we are going. There is one more location in here, but it's only available when you choose a proper course at the university later on. It's one of those boxes full of bees, a bee box, you think it's called. I don't think it's... Is there anything around? It's smart of Greta to sell compassionate pets instead of indifferent ones. Okay, fair enough. Hello there, welcome to Greta's Compassionate Pet Store. I'm Greta. Hi Greta, I'm Vivian. Can I ask you a question? Oh, of course. Where are all the pets? Oh, they're out back. In cages? No, in the woods. I see. What stops them from leaving? Compassion. Okay, what pets do you have for sale? Well, I've got this snake available for adoption. Also got one giant mosquito left in stock. Okay, let out the snake. Oh, you can't go wrong with the world's most dangerous rope. This guy will totally fill your enemies up with poison. Just 150 meat. Let's buy this one. Give your new venomous friend a name. Slithery. You know, I actually like it. I'm sticking with this. Thanks, Greta. Okay. Giant mosquito. Hey now, don't knock it. A mosquito is great to have on your side in a fight. Not only can they suck the blood out of stuff, they can also pump that blood into you to heal you. Mathematically speaking, that's twice the power. Huh. Mere 150 meat adoption fee, and it's all yours. You know what? Screw it. Let's take it. Buzz, you know what? Let's go with that. I honestly don't care. Bites enemies for physical damage and then heals you. What do you feed these? Oh, you don't have to worry about regular food. They'll graze or scavenge for whatever. They're very resourceful. Oh, that's certainly convenient. You want to soup them up a bit though, make them really beefy. I sell some specially formulated familiar chow. I'm a little uncomfortable with the use of words like soup and beef in a pet store, but okay. Okay, let me... Yeah, tell me about that special chow. I got 3 bags of familiar chow left. Specially formulated to beef up your buddies. Want to buy a bag? Just 100 meat. 1, 2, unfortunately I'm totally out of pets. I guess that's fortunate for the pets though. Okay, another one. One bag of familiar choke coming right up, fully going right down your familiar's gullet. Right, and one more, thank you. Okay, what do I have to say before you leave? Would you like a complimentary copy of this book I wrote? It's a great guide to cross-species friendship. Yeah, Vanity Press Manifesto about animal kindness. If pull back up, cause your familiar to act 2 additional times. That's a very good thing for specific familiars. So definitely gonna read that. And now what do we have here? I have the snake, I have the mosquito. You know what? I'm gonna go with this. As much as I don't like mosquitoes, yeah. Okay, +1 to everything and extra health points, +1 to everything and extra health points, and nice. For physical damage and heal you, so at least 6 health every single turn, which is way better than the turtle, because as much as turtle was also healing me, it wasn't doing anything else. So, yeah, that's still pretty good. Good fronts are hard to find. Some of the jokes here are terrible. Okay, another place that we gotta visit is the cave. Just up to one side of the trail, you see 2 things at roughly the same time. The first thing is a whole flock of those horrible murder fairies dancing around, merrily and laughing in shrill little voices. The second is the bloody carcass of a medium-sized bear that they're hopping up and down on and occasionally chewing. Oh, here's the third thing. All the fairies stopping what they're doing and turning to look at you. One of them pulls out a revolver and giggles. Another flips open a straight razor and makes a noise that sounds a lot like a confused and dying bear. Right. I don't like this. But yeah, at least I have a good feeling. That's what do we have here? Oh, cool, I have one more action point. Yeah, do what you can, dude. Go on, buddy, I believe in you. Thanks. That was actually pretty damn good. Okay. Time to deal with you. And that should be more than enough. Thank you. I'm not going to do much here. I just wanted to discover that place. That's this huge writhing mass of fungus must be the reason why they call this place Mushroom Mountain. That's an infinite fight, but you will be able to fix this thing in just a moment. Okay? Three figures approach you, their faces obscured by the shadows of the trees. Wah, wah, ooh, okay, excuse me? Who are you? As they step into the light, you see that they have human bodies, but their heads are hideous, misshapen fungal growths. They glare at you with beady black eyes. Wah, ooh, wah, okay. Holy crap, I'm toast. Now attack them. No matter what you do, how you talk to these guys, whatever. Oh nice, I got a backup. From the mob, no less. Oh, no, that's a harmonica. That's a friendly hobo nearby helping us. Okay. Mushroom steak increases your mass by 1 and your maximum health point by 5. It's not really a steak, but a steak-sized slab of mushroom stem. Steak is just easier to say than all that. I know that some people actually fry mushrooms like steak. Ah, that's not my kind of thing. Okay, now Sandwich Museum. A nice gazebo. What do we have here? The sign reads, Sandwich Gazebo, vagrants not welcome. That's not very friendly. Yeah, this is the place where they thought for sure that there was a witch trial. Cases of strange plant matter in these cups prove that they were used for brewing all kinds of horrible potions. Sandwich boasted the county's very first tripartite outhouse. Please not attempt to use it, it's very old. All 3 doors go to the same place. I wonder why. There's zero privacy. Okay, we actually use this well for water, so please don't throw meat into it. I'm not even gonna fish. Sandwich's church also served as an Elsat's town hall, courtroom, racquetball court, and dark sorcery place. Of course, the wealthy Proctor family owned the biggest and most conveniently toilet-adjacent house in the village. Of course. Yeah, Putnam House, which partially burned down under extremely witchy circumstances. But we have here this throne may have been used to bathe human sacrifices before the ceremony. We don't have evidence of that, but it seems possible. It sounds like almost every single, dark mysteries of history, investigations on TV, YouTube, whatever you want. And this house was the residence of the Danforth family. Step inside to learn more. Not yet. The village of Sandwich was home to a terrifying witch cult until all the inhabitants were convicted and executed in witch trials in 1692. And the village stood empty and uninhabited for hundreds of years. Come explore the town and learn more. Yeah, that's nice. Hecate, lovely name. I see what's for sale. Rubbing paper, definitely gonna need it. 2 of those. And a little bit of sandwich cream. This kind of a purports to be the perfect topping for any sandwich, but the ingredient list suggests that it's just old congealed cream. Isn't that just like mayo? Shelves lined with identical jars of off-white stuff. Fill the dish. You fill the dish with a thick cream and Hecate starts going to town on it. You cannot expect Hecate to receive a boon. What do we have here? Only 1 cat saver at a time. This is +1 physical armor. This +3 hot armor. I'm gonna get hot armor. Thank you very much. I'm not going to mess with this place just yet. I mean, what do I want to do? Definitely gonna do with the cave first. Find some spiderwebs stretch across your path. As you move to brush them away, you notice runic patterns woven into the webs. Is it spider riding? You determined that runes are spiders speak of sended flies. While you're surprised to learn that spiders can ride, you're unsurprised to learn that their riding is so pedestrian. Fair enough. Okay, but now, time to do the thing with the outhouse. There will be a lot of time travel with the episode. And now you might ask, why outhouse? I will tell you about outhouse rentals. Now we're in the last one. Hey? Where do you want me to put it? That cave full of mushrooms. Mushroom cave? That's an odd choice. Nobody goes mushroom picking there anymore on account of monsters. Monsters? Ha, well that's a rumor. You ask me, someone just ate the wrong kind of mushroom and got a bad cave, said the Jeebles. Anyways, I'll get the pit dug tomorrow and have the outhouse finished the day after. What else can I do for ya? Nothing at all. Since the dude is going to do this tomorrow, I can keep asking him to change the location over and over. Okay, we're all 3 vampires. Can we bamboozle them? There's bad a caveman vampire, exactly what we did. Alright, let's just keep talking. Extra experience and wine. Like I said, normally this would be a place that we don't exactly care about, but if we would want to go with Gabby, then doing this stuff is technically mandatory to give her one of the permanent upgrades. I think it gives her an extra skill. Alright, and I completely forgot. I have 150 experience points, so I might as well... Maxi item drops? Ranged weapon attacks? Muscle maximum health points? No, I'm going to go with this. 1 extra maxi plus 3 ranged weapon attacks. This will be especially handy right now, given that, unfortunately, I'm alone over here. I'm completely alone over here. I mean, I have my familiar, But that's about it. Okay, now the loot. And now do your job. Thank you. That's actually pretty useful. Honestly, out of all familiars that you can have, I think... Yeah, I think the mosquito deals the most consistent amount of damage, like at all times. Yeah, I don't need this. Increase your mysticality by 1 and the damage of your magical weapon attacks by 3. I think I'm good. But yeah, we basically got a more malevolent moving mushroom man massacre. That's basically what you gotta do over here. You gotta deal with all of these guys to prevent the mushroom cave from getting overgrown. Okay, now let's whistle. Please don't attack this one. Much better, thank you. I'm saying this on purpose because this mushroom over here, this one, kinda looking like a moral, just very big, is extremely dangerous. Basically, a mushroom bloat spore is just sitting there. When it is destroyed, it will poison your entire team for 6, and I don't want this. Holy shit, that's a lot of damage. Okay, one done. Now let's deal with this one. And that's the last enemy. You want to deal with this one at the very end because otherwise, yeah, you are going to get poisoned. And badly. The third and final group of hostile fungi. Lovely. Okay, anyways. Right, the ones without spears are just crapping out enemies. Once again, saxophone. Flute. You do your job, thank you very much. And I have one of those. Yeah, nuclear bomb. Much better. There we go, you have reduced the number of ambulatory mushrooms in this cave to 0. 0 is the proper number. And now this, based on its unnatural appearance and aura, I'd say this is the source of the bad mushroom magic. There we go. Who misplayed this act apparently did not know that trees do not generally grow in caves. Wood cutting axe, okay. But it's a melee weapon. Best avoid the void, fair enough. Yeah, you don't know when you are, much less where, so there is no going out with just pressing the M button. But the toilet to the future. We flush ourselves through, and there we go. And now the entire place is possible to explore. Unfortunately, there is not much to do unless you're a botanist. Then you can, yeah, collect stuff from these glowing fungi. But that's it. Now, since we are done with this, the mushroom cave, we can ask the store owner to move the outhouse somewhere else. In this case, I changed my mind about where to put the outhouse. At the pet store. Pet store? Ah, you must mean the bait shop. Love that sense of humor you got, pet worms. Alrighty, I'll get the pig dog tomorrow and have the outhouse finished the day after. Okay, so that's it. Why do we have to do that? Because we will get... Once again, turn around and leave. I am not doing this stuff. Because right now we will get a side quest in the past. Brady's live bait. Catch your next meal today. Nice. Barrel of wriggling slimy grubs. Barrel cum. You do not want to be pals with it. This barrel is sealed, but from the smell you'd say it's full of decaying shellfish. Ugh. This barrel's full of dirt, but you're sure there's something nasty hiding in it. Definitely. This one's full of pickles, probably for catching those fish that like eating pickles. A barrel of miscellaneous useful entrails? No, there's a mousetrap, let's disarm it. Hey, what's the big idea? It was an accident. Grady frowns. He walks over, resets the mousetrap, frowns again, and goes back behind the counter. Sneakily disarmed. Okay. And now let's talk to this dude. Hello and welcome to Grady's Live Bait. I'm Grady and this, pointed various directions, is my bait shop. Nice to meet you, Grady. Can I see what's for sale? Sure, can I interest you in some minnows? Minnows? Yeah, they wriggle quite vigorously, I assure you. Irresistible to hungry fish. No, I don't want any minnows. That's alright. Maybe you'd like to look at our grasshoppers then? No, I don't think so. No grasshoppers, gotcha. What about a nice handful of grubs? Plump and juicy. Gross, no. Okay then, how about some leeches? Chock full of blood. This is awful. If none of those strike your fancy, I think maybe you're not actually in the market for any live bait. I think you're right. Anything you need help with by any chance? Well, I'm always looking for people to dig up night crawlers for me. What are night crawlers? Sorry. He reaches under the counter and pulls out a handful of wriggling worms, which he then waves in your face. Ah, worms. You will never forget that smell. Interested in doing some worm hunting? Sure, I'll get you some gross worms. Good deal. Dig up, let's call it 5. 5 good-sized night crawlers, and I'll make it worth your while. Here, you'll need this. Oh, I know where to dig. Just follow your nose. You want another sniff to refresh your memory? No, I got it. I'll go back when I have your worms. Oh, there we go. And that's one. Few things have as big a delta between how cool the thing is and how cool the name is than the Nightcrawler. Fair enough. Anything in the future over here? No, but I'm pretty damn sure there was one in the hardware store. You happen upon a small rest stop type area just off the path with a rickety old picnic bench and a square brick bunker that is presumably a public toilet, although the sign on the door says out of order, and the sound of flies buzzing inside doesn't incline you toward testing that claim. There's also a meat-operated blue cola cooler, which still has a couple of cans of soda, and although judging by the rust, it doesn't look to have actually cooled anything in a while. Now let's check the meat return. Hey, the meat return has 5 meat in it. Lucky break. No, I'm not buying this stuff. Okay, that's the second one. I'm not sure if it's in Fairy Lair. I'll just check all the locations just in case. Oh nuts, hold the line, let's stare for some kind of weird mushrooms. There's also all over my good dancing shoes for crying out loud. Dancing as an actual dancing or as in back alley shootout? Why do I want a different pair for each? They ain't that dissimilar. Thanks, and thanks for the fragrant spot, I guess. Any weird smelly patch of ground over here? Nope, doesn't seem like it. Kind of decaying nightstand. Okay, so that's again junk mail, self-adhesive rivets. That's nice. No fragrant ground. Okay, distillery. Squirrel brings a large uncracked nut to you for assistance. This takes a lot of humility for a squirrel. Now, as your powerful hands pulverize that completely, the squirrel snorts the powder off your shoe, and you worry you've sent him on a bad path. Could be. Okay, that's nice. There's the third one. I'm not going to the junkyard just yet. Oh, right, it's this. A trio of figures in hooded white robes step out of the trees around you. It's hard to tell if the robes contain person-shaped shadow monsters or if they're regular people whose faces are concealed by the shadows of their hoods. Well, not that regular people go around wearing hooded robes very often anyway. And whichever it is, it doesn't seem like they have good intentions. Hey, what's your deal? I don't know how to pronounce that. Well, that clears that right up. Okay, a tussle it is. And once again, saxophone, flute, and much, much better. Yeah, unfortunately, the shadow things are incredibly resistant to are incredibly resistant to physical damage. I think they actually have a cap on physical damage. You can deal only 5 physical damage to them at maximum per turn. Okay, but that's done. Okay, what do you want here? Hey, this is the berries. I ain't gotten this many fights in ages. What, you don't do a lot of fighting for the mob? Ah, they're all wet, always giving me an earful, shooting up the place is bad for business, blah blah blah. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying yourself. How many of these do I have? I have 3 night crawlers. I don't think there is one in the past. Or maybe there is. There is. Nice. That's all I needed. So now just to the lighthouse? Okay, you wander off the main path and stroll along among the trees for a bit. It's nice to get out in nature for a bit, at least until you walk into an invisible spiderweb and it gets all tangled in your hair. Ew, that happens. While flailing around, disgusted trying to get it off of you, you stumble into a second spiderweb which goes right across your face. And that's how, staggering blindly, you got yourself tangled up in a third spiderweb, this one much larger and stronger and made to trap prey of more or less your size. The extremely large spider sitting in a corner of the web looks delighted to see you. And inasmuch as spider can smile, this one's mouth has poison dripping off of it. Oh, you know what? Screw it. Nice! Okay, so that's Hobo Clubber, okay. And he's first in line, nice. Okay, dude. Go with a small thing. And I don't even need to, use anything else. Okay, well, congratulations on not being too grossed out to fight. It probably would have been. Glove of spiderwebs, ew, spider eggs, even more ew. Makes you immune to poison until you eat something else. Okay, that's actually pretty darn useful, I would say. Nice. How many do I have? 5. Exactly how much the dude needed. Once again, not running into myself. Okay, let's flush ourselves to the past. There you go. I'm done. Fantastic. As promised, honest pay for honest work. 100 meat. I can't help but think that revolting pay would be more appropriate, but Grady beats it by pulling a flower pot out from behind the counter and handing it to you with a grin. Spotted Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler in a vessel full of its own food, which is also its own waste. Ew. But I guess fair enough, thanks. Now, the effect on the future is that now we can pet the cat. You give the cat a little scratch behind its ears and it begins to loudly purr. Oh, she likes you. Seems dirty, by the way. Okay, let's pet her. That's one Moxie. Oh, definitely. Get Dotties instead, thank you. What are you selling? Okay. Maybe not just this big worm, that's another change on the present. We can get this. You're right to be. A worm is a valuable ally. Imagine a snake, except your enemies can't tell which end is the head and which is the butt. They won't know if it's coming or going. Nice. Can it poison things like a snake? No, but it's slimy and people hate that. Super gross. Just 150 to cover the paperwork and you've got yourself a worm. Why not? Wilford. I have no idea why, but I'm okay with this. Thanks, Greta. Anything else? Tell me what you have again. Unfortunately, I'm totally out of pets. I guess that's fortunate for the pets, though. Okay, so I got all that I need. Which means that I can move the time traveling outhouse, take the meat return, nothing, okay. Which means that I can move the time traveling outhouse to the last location, the Sandwich Museum. The Sandwich Museum, please. They already got a pretty state-of-the-art toilet facility there, but, well, never hurts to have a backup, I suppose. Alrighty, I'll get the pit dug tomorrow and have the outhouse finished the day after. Thank you, that's all that I need, and that's, like I said, the final spot for the outhouse. Okay, so even more fairies. I'm doing this just so I can get some extra experience. Okay, I'm not gonna use the flute, instead I'm going to just ask my mosquito to deal most of the work. Okay, and another. That was fast and relatively easy too. How much experience do I have? 65. Okay, so nothing yet, but yeah, this outhouse has another one of those time portals in it because it's apparently impossible for us to make a game that doesn't include blatant Day of the Tentacle reference. Okay. Village of Sandwich. Okay, when are we? The discarded newspaper says it's March 3rd, 1692. That's the year of all the witch trials. Did they have newspapers in 1692? Ah, never mind. What a throw! Fulfilling his destiny of hydrating a horse. Nice. Okay, well. Fish, no, but we can change this. The sign reads Sandwich Gazebo, vagrants not welcome. That's not very friendly. Vandalize it. Look around to make sure nobody's watching and scratch the knot of the sign. Take that, authority. If you like this tub of daisies, I have good news. There are 2 others just like it. Thank you. State-of-the-art toilet facility. Investigate. You poke your head inside. There's some graffiti scratched on the wall. Peter Proctor is a stinky duty head. Make a rubbing out of it. That's why we needed the rubbing paper. Make a copy of the graffiti for your records. We got an item Sandwich Outhouse graffiti rubbing. This leads down into a root cellar, presumably. I mean, those are luck, an expensive German combination lock requiring a 5-letter word. Enter combination. Okay, I'm just going to go straight ahead with this. That will save us a lot of time. That's basically a name, yeah. Fulka. Can't say it's surprising that nobody names their sons Fulk anymore. Anyway, the cellar doors are unlocked now. Enter. And there's a lot of things that we can check. Someone struck a magical ritual circle in the cellar floor. That's ominous. Technically, you shouldn't be able to be down here without having finished dealing with the kids and their trial. Not that I'm calling you a cheater, you probably just remember the combination to the lock from an alternate timeline or something, of course. And I would totally give you credit for being clever enough to try and shortcut things this way, but since messing with the stuff in this cellar early would make the trial unsolvable, I hope you'll understand if I don't let you do that. Shucks. Okay, old pocket watch. Once again, can't do anything. Couple of books sold, you can't even pause titles. Really? None of them? Well, there's one with the word blood in it. That probably means blood, and you're interested in blood. You got an item. Encyclopedia of Blood. Increases your maximum health points. Yeah, it's a good thing human anatomy hasn't changed in the last 300 years, or this book would be way out of date. Can I read it? Do I have enough? Okay, let's have a read it. Plus 3 maximum H points. Yeah, HP health points. Now, the thing is that it's one of those repeatable books. The more experience you have, the more you can read it. And you can basically become a freaking tank. A Bartholomew Danforth? 1628, 1687. Patience Danforth, 1630, 1688. Beatrice Proctor, 1633, 1698. Elisha Proctor, 1632, 1689. Proctor, our town founder, 1582, 1644. Okay. Joseph Putnam, 1631, 1690. Marianne Putnam, 1632, 1688. Okay. I will deal with these guys in just a bit. What do we have here? Oh, this house is locked. Well, you had some way to unlock things that are locked. Unfortunately, I do not have the key. Oh, hello, come right in. Sorry, I didn't mean to intrude. Not at all, I'm always glad to have visitors when my husband is out riding the circuit. My name is Vivian Taylor. A pleasure, I'm Teresa Danforth. A handmade bed, which has been made, presumably also by hand. Bunch of barrels? What do you have here? Okay, no secret passage, there is zero reason for you to expect here to be one. Okay, what do we have here? Before we talk to the lady. This kid's a real reader. All the titles look pretty boring though. Now we can have a talk. What an unusual outfit. Whereabouts are you from? I guess you could say I'm from Ocean City. Oh, the big city. That must be much more exciting than our little village. Oh, don't sell this place short. The city is more modern, that's all. Yeah, about 300 years more modern. You said your husband's riding the circuit? What's that mean? He's a judge for the country. Most of the little towns out this way are too small to have their own cart house and judge, so they save up their legal matters, and Clarence rides around to settle things once a month or so. That must take a while. Does he get lonely while he's away? Boy, Tom and I keep each other company well enough. Your husband's still out riding the circuit? Indeed, Clarence will be gone for many days, but our boy Tom and I keep each other company well enough. Okay. What's with all the barrels? We won a year's supply of cream at the last county fair. Didn't expect them to give it to us all at once. None of us even particularly care for cream. Would you care for a ladleful, or even a whole barrel? No thanks, I'm good. Okay, nothing new. We will get to the church in just a moment. But first thing first, since the sign was vandalized, yeah, looks like that change you made to the sign had an effect. There's a hobo hanging out here eating sandwich cream right out of the jar. Oh. Hi there, enjoying that sandwich cream? Sure am. I can't get enough of this stuff. That's probably why everyone calls me Creamy Steve. Probably, yeah. Best sandwich cream in the tri-state area right here. It's a traditional recipe. Got any hobo code? Sure, I know 2 words. Is one of them cream? Yep, another one is here. Okay, thanks. You know there's a hobo camp over by Ocean City? I bet they'd be interested in this cream. Oh, huh. You think so? I'd love to share this with other like-minded individuals. Sure, you could set up an extremely specific trade route. Sold! Creamy Steve runs into the gift shop to get some more cream for the road. Okay then. So, time to go to the graveyard. What do we have here? Teresa Danforth, 1658, 1692. Clarence Danforth, 1654, 1692. Thomas Danforth, 1680, 1692. That's unfortunate. Welcome to the Sandwich Cemetery. Please be respectful to the graves. Also check out how many of them were terrifying witches who were executed in the witch trials of 1962. Right. Peter Proctor, yeah, died 1960. He was a duty head until the very end. Beatrice Proctor died 1 year earlier. Abigail Proctor, Elisha Proctor, okay. Nicholas Proctor, nice. 1656, 1886. What the heck did he lived to be 230 years old? This tombstone is graded hobo code. The code reads, Hollow Tombstone, possible treasure. You check inside the stone and there is indeed some treasure. Lucky hat, nice, plus 32 meat drops. This thing has a solid gold hardband, and there's a tag inside that says property of Satchel Duggins, but help yourself if you find it in a hollow tombstone or something. Right, of course. You've seen this, Joseph Putnam. Tombstone covered with lichen. I think that's how you're supposed to pronounce it, I guess. But sadly, we are not a botanist, so... This chessboard has clearly been left out on display as an allegory for the battle between good and evil. Black is winning, representing a warning for all good-hearted people to be vigilant against the encroaching forces of darkness. Good God. As this Aras appears to depict several important ancestors of the Proctor family line, though due to the low resolution of embroidery used at the time, it's impossible to discern exactly who. Check the footnote. It has been pointed out that this Aras is unlikely to have been manufactured in the capital of the Pas-de-Calais department of northern France, and therefore it is merely a sparkling tapestry. Right, because, of course. Same thing with champagne and cognac. But apparently anything that's not made in the province of Champagne or the province of Cognac has no right to technically be called like that. According to county records, these were the most expensive stairs in the county. They go up a full 1.5 floors. There's no plaque on this table. It must have always been boring. Nice. Yeah, these stairs just keep going until they hit the wall. Seems like rich people have just always had a weird taste. The upstairs rooms are off limits while we catalog the content. Please pardon our dust. Sure, this bed was traditionally given to servants as it was felt by the Proctors that it would be less of a tragedy if they got up in the middle of the night and fell down the stairwell. Of course. Miss Proctor's bedroom is especially off limits while we figure out how to deal with the strange mold we found behind the wallpaper. Is it black mold? Mr. Proctor's bedroom home to the county's most extensive collection of cravats. This was the bedroom of Peter Proctor, the only child of Nicholas and Abigail Proctor. Unfortunately, we cannot enter this yet. This was the Proctor's spare room, where they kept spares of all the expensive things they owned. Nice. This room is not part of the tour, and it's also not part of the house. Okay, I'm not going to question how that works. But it's time to flush ourselves through the outhouse to the past. I need to check. One more thing, I got the rubbing, okay. I'm trying to displace, and looks like this chessboard was abandoned mid-game. Make a move. You considered both for a moment, then make a move. Now white is winning. Too bad, black. It's an Aras depicting several heiresses. You don't really have any reason to do that. I will have in just a moment. Excuse me, can I help you with something? No thanks, I'm fine. What I'm getting at is, why are you in my house? Oh, I'm just looking around. Look, I am not one to be inhospitable to uninvited guests, even total strangers, but I do have company at the moment, so if you'll excuse me... Oh, sure, no problem. And now I can hide behind it. Really? Miss Proctor shoots you a stern look. Fortunately, she's too genteel to just throw you the heck out of the house. Two turns to a conversation, though at a level too hushed for you to hear. So, not just yet. Not just yet. But I can flush myself to the future right now. I can do a couple more things. One thing I completely forgot that I can do. But now we'll see this. As this chair's board has clearly been left out on display as an allegory, of course, white is winning, representing the triumph of the witch hunters over the town's terrifying witch cult. Of course. Wait a minute, didn't this house have a cellar? Dig. And let's go downstairs. What's this? These ancient chalk marks are mostly rubbed away and indiscernible, but they might once have been part of an ancient ritual circle. In the middle of the circle, you see broken pieces of an old pocket watch. Was there actually witchcraft going on here after all? Well, Time to deal with the entire thing, but first, okay, no, not yet. I cannot do the robbing just yet. I have to talk to the kids first. This sign is written in rough black wax. Today is the trial of Patricia Williams, who stands accused. The rest of the sign is too weathered and decayed to read. In 1692, the inhabitants of Sandwich were executed in the witch trials that were popular at the time. It was by this old signpost announcing one such trial. An old and dilapidated church altar. There are some brown splotches in the corner that could possibly be bloodstains. The altar where the town's witches performed their horrifying sacrifices, known to the bloodstains. Of course. They want so much for the witch trial to be like a legit thing. Okay, let's have a talk to the kids. A regular church altar. One of the kids has left a gloopy jam sandwich lying on the corner. Okay. The sign is written in crayon. Today is the trial of Patricia Williams, who stands accused of stealing Tom Danforth's pocket watch, making a dumb-looking doll, writing Peter Proctor as a stinky, rude word head on the wall of the outhouse. A group of 3 kids is gathered around a little girl holding an odd doll. Order, come on, if we gotta have a trial, we gotta do it properly. I don't see why we gotta have a double trial anyway, we all know she's guilty. I didn't do anything, why are you so mean to me? Aw. Cause you're weird, and an outsider. I only live half a mile down the road, I was born here. Yeah, but your family's outsiders, your father wasn't born here, my family's been here for like 60 generations. Closer to 4 actually, but the logic point stands. Gotta intervene. Hey, you kids, what's going on here? Who are you? I've never seen you around here before. My name is Vivian. I'm a traveler? Well, we're having a trial for that crybaby Patricia. I'm Tom, the judge, and that's Delia, the jury, and Peter's the executioner. Executioner? Holy jeez, kid. We're not gonna literally execute her, probably. My boss says you shouldn't decide on the punishment till after the conviction. Uh-huh. Well, how's it going? Not great. Patricia just keeps crying instead of presenting any kind of proper defense. I see. Well, will you be my attorney? Will you be attorney? Well, it's a good idea actually. Then you can present the case and she can cry as much as she wants. Huh. How she's gonna pay for it? My father ain't gonna lend attorney fees to some slanderizing crybaby. Yeah, I guess I'll do it pro bono. Oh, thank you. So, what's the trial about? The defendant stands accused of 3 crimes: stealing Tom Danforth's, that is my gold pocket watch, defacing the public outhouse with a very rude slogan about Peter Proctor, and making a weird doll. They didn't do any of those things. You've got the doll right here. Look, it's got 3 arms. That's weird. But it was regular when I made it. He starts crying and, okay, what do I need to do? Well, we're at the part of the trial where the defense would submit evidence that contradicts one of the charges. Okay, what were the charges again? Patricia's accused of stealing my pocket watch, vandalizing the outhouse, making a weird asymmetrical 3-armed doll. I promise I didn't. Promises don't count in court of law, you gotta prove it. Okay, Patricia, I got this. I'll be right back. You can't just leave, we're in the middle of the trial. Yeah, but where do I have to go? That's what I'm saying, can't. No, I mean, what if I have to go, you know? Oh, look kid, I can't just unload in the middle of a church. Geez, alright, fine. You might suspend the trial for a short recess. Thanks. Okay, we cannot talk to them properly, unfortunately. Okay, now I can hide behind it. Hide behind the arras, hoping the Proctors aren't genealogically damaged. Fortunately, Mrs. Proctor doesn't seem to have noticed your move. Her conversation gradually returns to a less hushed, more easily eavesdroppable volume. Drop the eaves. Did I mention we've been picking up some new furniture for the bedrooms? Oh, really? Yes, bureaus and armories and such. I found a delightful little nightstand for Peter's room. He even has a secret compartment in it for when he's older and needs to hide simple lithographs from us. How charming. How interesting. So, what do we gotta do? We gotta flush ourselves to the future. Alright, and I still can do this thing. Everything in this house was destroyed by fire except these two objects, which were found concealed inside a metal box. Antique ragdoll on display here? This ragdoll has a bunch of old pins and needles stuck into it, and for some reason has the word boring embroidered across its front. The little plaque on the front of the plinth says, which is frequently used special dolls, quote, puppets to curse their enemies. This one apparently made to target Mrs. or Miss Boring, though none of that name is listed in the town records. And then, in tiny text at the bottom of the plaque, the pins were not found with a puppet, but were added for demonstration purposes, of course. This print has an old book on it, take a look. It appears to be someone's diary. Oh yeah, the little description on the front of the print says, Diary of Delia Putnam. But I confirms that. Mostly it doesn't look interesting enough to be worth deciphering the archaic handwriting and spelling, so you flip ahead to the last page. 6th of March 1692. I hate that Peter Proctor so much. He thinks he can just go around being as mean as he wants to everybody just because he has lots of money and lives in a big house and all. I should have used a much stronger curse, it would have been worth the trouble. Wait a minute, this handwriting matches the graffiti from the outhouse. I want to tear the page. Here, look over your shoulder and see the guard watching you. You don't have to distract him. So, pull out some pins. Discreetly pull a bunch of the pins out of the wall and drop them on the floor. Fortunately, it is quiet enough in here for the guard to have heard that. It is quiet enough. Okay, let's have a talk. Yeah, I cannot even trick him into leaving. Yeah. Hey, buddy, sorry, I just get paid to stand here and keep an eye on things. I don't actually know anything about the exhibit. I guess that won't work. Tell him about the pins. Hey, a bunch of pins fell out of that doll. Sorry, I just get paid to... What did you say? Some of the pins fell out of the weird voodoo doll or whatever. That might be dangerous. Someone could step on them. Aw, jeez. Okay, he's busy. Let's take the page. Clear your throat loudly to cover the sound of the paper tearing and stuff it up your sleeve while flipping back the front of the book. Much, much better. So, that's one thing. Yeah, he was a duty head until the very end. Time to make a rubbing. There's someone who will be very interested to see this, or at least he will be very interested to see the look on his face when he sees it. But I forgot one rather interesting talk over here. I ran into town at the church playing with the other kids. He seems like a real smart cookie. Oh my yes, he takes after his father, always got his nose in a book. Be nice if they got to spend more time together, but a pocket watch Clarence got done for his birthday has helped. Pocket watch? Yes, a fine gold pocket watch to help keep track of when he'd be back, Clarence said. Tom really cherishes it. Do you know the boy said he wants to be buried with that watch? Buried with it? Ha! Oh, wow. Yep, this is going exactly the way you are thinking it's going. So, first thing first. Where is... Yep. Dig it up. Thank you. Come down for the pocket watch. Yep, never mind that we just committed grave robbing. Nothing to see here. And now, which door was it? Was it this one? And let's go. This kid has very own sculpture of a toy box. Solid mahogany. Tiny dressing mirror custom child high window. This child's bed from 100 years ago is still nicer than any bed you've ever owned. There we go. Check the hidden compartment. The only thing inside is a sheet of paper listing several things that have been taken away by the Historical Society for Restoration and Cataloging. A bag of fancy glass marbles, and steel ball bearings, a fake spider made of horsehair and copper wire, stuff like that. Nothing that seems relevant. But you reach inside the drawer and feel around until you find a little cache that makes the secret compartment pop open. What's this? It's a weird ragdoll arm. This seems suspicious. But isn't the problem with Patricia's doll that it has too many arms? Yes, that's also a very good thing. And I know that it's been like an hour or so, but I want to finish the trial. Once we manage to finish the entire trial, then we can deal with the wrapping up and all that stuff. Okay, now, time to deal with this. Okay, let's go with... I have evidence that proves Patricia didn't steal the pocket watch. Well then, present it to the court. Here it is. This is your pocket watch, right? Hey, yeah, it is. Wow, thanks. Where did you find it? I'd rather not say. It isn't evidence if you don't tell us where you found it. It might have been in her house or something. Alright, well, I found it in your grave. What? I'm a time traveler from the future. I heard your mom say you love that pocket watch so much you want to be buried with it when you die. So I went back to my time and dug it up your grave to see if you were. And you were. And there it is. That's crazy. You're crazy. Possibly, but it's true. And the fact that you were buried with the watch, Tom, means that you eventually would have found it wherever you lost it, so Patricia didn't steal it. Tom squints at the watch in thought, then winds it and holds up to his ear. Still works. The finest craftsmanship still working after 236 years. They won't make them like that anymore. Hey, but this doesn't prove Patricia didn't take it. Maybe I found it in her house, or she will give it back to me or something. Maybe, but it's a closed loop now. We can't ever know how you would have gotten your watch back, because now you got it back because I just gave it to you. And isn't that all you really wanted, was to get your watch back? You never really believed Patricia stole it. I would like to know what happened to it, but yeah, you're right. Sorry, Patricia, I hereby withdraw my accusation. So, where does that leave us? Okay. Since you solved the matter of the pocket watch, I know, Patricia just accused of vandalizing the outhouse and making a weird three-armed doll. I have evidence that proves Patricia didn't write the graffiti. Alright, let's see it then. I have here two pieces of paper. This one is a rubbing from the outhouse showing the graffiti in question. Peter Proctor's sticky? Yes, that's the graffiti in question, alright. My father basically owns this crummy town. You won't get away with this slander, Patricia. Technically, it's libel, not slander. What's the other piece of paper? This is a page from someone's diary, sorry. Someone clearly thinks Peter Proctor is a stinky duty head. If you compare the handwriting to the graffiti, perfect match. Wow, they sure are. Whose diary is this from? The diary this came from belongs to Delia Putnam. What? Give me that. She snatches the diary page away from you. Wait a minute, I don't remember writing this. Hey, this is dated 3 days from now. The paper's really old, too. What's going on here? I already told you guys, I'm from the future. I stole this from a museum. My diary was in the museum? Wow. So you admit that I wrote the graffiti? Yeah, whatever. It isn't libel if it's true, right? Hey, yeah, that's correct. In any case, the charge against Patricia is hereby dropped. You do owe someone an apology, though, Delia. Yeah, not you, duty head. They mean Patricia. Sorry, Patricia. It was Peter I was mad at. I didn't mean to get you in trouble for it. It's okay, he is a duty head. Hey! What's next? Clear Patricia on most of the charges. The only thing left is the matter of making a weird three-armed doll. Well, what's wrong with that? So she has a weird doll, so what? Cause you can't just go around being weird and different all the time, no matter how much you want to. Mom and Pa say it ain't proper. Yeah, it's part of the social contract. Did you sign a contract, Patricia? I didn't sign anything, I promise. It's not that kind of a contract. I have evidence concerning doll, I guess. You guess? That doesn't sound very evidential. What did you find? I found this little arm that looks like it was torn off a ragdoll. But if Patricia's already has 3, let me see. Oh yeah, this is mine, look! Patricia holds up her doll, showing you the stitches where she fixed the hole left by the torn off arm. Wait, your doll was originally a regular 4-armed one? Uh-huh, I made it based on yours, cause I thought it was neat. Hang on, a 4-armed doll is regular in 1692? Not everywhere but around here, yeah, I get so bored. I wanted something different, so I made a doll with 4 arms, but I'm not allowed to be different, so I had to tell Ma and Pa it was a regular passion 4 dolls. And I don't know, it just became a thing. I think I get it. So you're mad because you thought Patricia had out-differented you by having an asymmetric doll? Yeah, I'm sorry, Patricia. That wasn't fair. Your doll was really good. I like it better than mine. Oh, thanks. I forgive you, Delia. Our dolls can hug and make up. Say, that's funny. I just noticed fabric on the missing arm has gone all stiff, like it's really old or something. Yeah, I brought it back here from the future. Where did you find it? You haven't really resolved what happened. Who cares? It's just stupid ragdoll. If your parents had any money, you two could have real dolls instead of making your own out of trash. You found it in a secret compartment in Peter's nightstand. Why you? Yeah, that figures. Not surprising in the least. Charge dismissed. So what's left? Everything's been accounted for. Congratulations, Patricia. You've been acquitted of all charges. Oh, thank goodness. Thank you, Vivian. No problem. I was happy to help. Is there anything we can do for you in return? Well, there's one thing I'm curious about. Do you kids know anything about witches? Witches, you mean like black magic consorting with the devil, that kind of thing? Yeah. Haha, check out this room who thinks witches are real. Yeah, that's just scary stories parents tell the children to make them go to bed on time. So, no witches, no witch trials, nothing like that? Nope, none that I've ever heard of. And my dad travels the whole region on his court circuit. Okay, thanks. But there are still two things that we can talk to them about. One, show Peter the rubbing of his grave. Hey Peter, come here a sec. Oh, what do you want? I got something to show you from the future. I don't care about anything you'd have to show me from your dumb poo future. Oh, I think you'll be interested in this. Yeah, he hold up the rubbing of his tombstone and waggled it in front of his face. Hello, I'm Peter's grave. Yeah, Peter grabs rubbing and stares at it. What? That's right, kid. Duty head right there on your own gravestone. That's what happens when nobody respects you because you're an arrogant jerk to everybody all the time. But, but you're young and you still got time to change. See what I'm saying? Okay, fine. I'll try to be nicer to people. Good boy. And now, ask for Delia's house key. Hey Delia, can I borrow the key to your house? Excuse me? I need it for a time travel thing. They probably want to burglarize you and make a killing on the antiques market in the future. That wouldn't work. If they took something from now into the future, it would still be new. Antiques aren't valuable unless they go the long way around. Look, why actually do you want my house key? Well, I'm not exactly sure, but apparently your house catches fire sometimes in the future, and I think it might be a good idea to prevent that. Wow, yeah, I agree with you. Unfortunately, I lost my key when I was out playing in the countryside. Do you have some kind of magic future way to find lost keys? Well, maybe I'll think of something. There is, but it will have to wait until chapter 3, because then we will get a metal detector. And now, since we did all this, not to mess with it, you find some chalk on a nearby shelf, erase the circle, and redraw it backwards. That should throw a wrench into someone's plans. Yeah, the inside lid of the pocket watch is engraved to my son Tom on his 12th birthday. Well, that answers the question what happens to Tom's watch originally, but in turn raises some additional questions. Since you effectively duplicated the watch by bringing back the one from the future and giving it to Tom, it's probably best to leave this one here. Things could get real weird if you gave Tom this one as well. Definitely. But this means we can flush ourselves to the future. Unfortunately, this, Putnam House was particularly burned down under extremely witchy circumstances. Okay, this is done. The water is not that old, but you shouldn't drink it anyway, it's for horses. This young lady looks quite a bit like Delia, though a little older. Hello, I'm Dorothy Putnam, Dolly to my friends. Hi Dolly, I'm Vivian Taylor. Are you related to Delia Putnam? That's right, she was my great aunt, except more grades than that. I thought so. You look just like someone who looks like a Delia? What? Never mind. Yeah, about the nickname. Is it short for Dorothy or is it because of actual dolls? It's a little bit of both. I make a lot of the souvenir rag dolls we have on sale here. Oh, do you have an interest in historical dolls? Can you explain how you know about my great aunt Delia? Oh yeah, it totally would. In that case, yes, I do. I've read her old diaries. Apparently, the three arms thing took off after she and her friend Patricia got into a squabble of some kind, and a passing traveler helped them make up. They became best friends after that. Aw, that's nice to hear. About her friends. Other things turn out for the lion, Patricia, and the rest of the kids? Did her diary say? Let me think. Raycon the lion made a lot of dolls and eventually married a traveling trader. Sometimes she went out on his road with him. Patricia got married to a big six from one of the outlying farms, and they moved north to start a ranch. Tom Danforth became a judge like his pop, and duty head Peter became mayor, though it was basically by default. Nothing super interesting, but nothing much was back then. They all did well enough for themselves. Well, that's good. Thanks for the closure. What? Nothing. What it's like being a historical reenactor? Honestly, it sounds kind of boring. And it's not so bad. It's easy work and I take the weekends off, go cut loose in Ocean City with my friends. So it's not like I'm suffocating in this wool frock year round. Can you imagine? Sheesh. Yeah. Yeah, see you later, Dolly. Yeah, everything nice and clean. This antique also has been carefully maintained over the years. Flowers are back in place. Look in the tub and wonder what magic potion made of these would do. Make someone nice? Yeah, nothing over here. This all kind of looks a little familiar. Talking. Well, hello, welcome to Sandwich. My name is Phil Proctor. I'm the mayor here. Any questions you might have about our little historical village, I'll be happy to answer as best as I can. Any relation to Peter Proctor? I must have seen the gravestone cemetery. Yes, that Peter Proctor was my great, I think it's 5 or 6 great grandfather. I don't know much about him, but judging from that headstone, he must have been a character. Yeah, you could say that, I assume. Can I go in your house? I'm sorry, I'd like to show the place. We've got a beautiful tapestry featuring portraits of some of my ancestors, and a lot of other historical memorabilia. But you're right at a bad time. We're doing some renovation and restoration work, and it's a real mess inside. That's why I'm standing out here. I'm waiting for the electrician or someone like him. Electrician? I thought you were all 18th century historical reenactors here. Oh well, yes, technically. I have a telephone for emergencies, and once a week after the patrons have left in the evening, we all get together in my parlor to listen to the Lucinous Castor Oil Flakes musical variety hour on the radio. Do you know anything about witchcraft? Witchcraft? Haha, no witches around here. We filled the roof cellar up with concrete purely because the house's foundation was a little shaky. What's that got to do with nothing? Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, Peter Proctor was kind of a jerk, but he tried. Well, that's something at least. But that's it. I know that I dragged this a little bit, but like I said, I wanted to finish the entire witch trial over here, so we can actually go forward with the actual story in the next episode. So, not to drag this any further without any dragging, without any delaying, that's all for today's episode. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Have a great one.